Just put me in the background, I'm just gonna rant. I've been thinking a lot about this, like recently. I feel like games don't feel like a world anymore. They feel like a fucking product. Just think about this for a second. Remember back in the day when you would install a game which took hours and then instantly you were immersed when you opened the video game. It's like World of Warcraft, for example. You played WoW, you put the fucking 6 discs or whatever it was. For me, it was just a torrent download because I played on private servers, but I did use discs for like other games. For example, Assassin's Creed Unity, I don't have it, but that's a later game. But you put in the disc, you wait a lot of time, and then bam, you open the game, the music hits you, you hit the fucking things, even the UI, what the sounds it makes, it's mwah, mwah, mwah. I don't know, man. I feel like you just load in Elwyn Forest, and as the music hit you, you saw the environment, everything, you instantly knew that this was gonna be a banger, right? It was like instant, it's like this, you know? And even the UI, literally everything, the little cursor button, you know, like the little like fucking thing, you know, which you press with, like the little hand is like a hand with like armor on it. Even everything, architecture, music, stuff like that, everything was beautiful. And nowadays, I don't know how to explain it. Nowadays, it feels like the world is, how can I put this? It's the difference between creating a world and creating a treadmill. This is how I feel like video games are nowadays, and I know you guys in the comments are gonna be like, you need a treadmill. Shut the fuck up, I'm dieting right now. Look at this, your boy. This is, I know it looks disgusting, but this is strawberries with Greek yogurt, 0 fat, so it's like a good protein. Anyway, you need a treadmill. I agree, by the way. How can I put this? It's like now the games are treadmills. And I feel like back in the day, you were a tourist, now you're a user. Back in the day, you loaded into World of Warcraft and you didn't feel like the world was generating around you. You felt like the world was there and you were just passing through it. You know, a recent example I can give with this, which is low-key kind of a bad example because it literally generates the world, like, but this is how all games are, but is Ghost of Tsushima. Where is it? There it is, literally the first one. Thank God I don't have to search for it. Ghost of Tsushima. There it is. By the way, Ghost of Yote is coming out. I'm gonna play it probably day one. Ghost of Tsushima. Load into the game. You feel like you're in a world. Even though sometimes it may be empty, the artistic vision carries and the story carries. Like you just go randomly and you're like, what the fuck is that smoke? And you go and it's a Mongol base. You walk randomly through through a path in the forest and you see Mongols attacking a villager. Literally random. Nowadays you feel like a user, not a tourist, you know? And I really love this, like, I don't want to call it humbling, but I feel like back in the day games were so humbling. Like think about it, like you would load into World of Warcraft and the world wasn't revolving around you. You weren't the big champion. You weren't like, oh, champion, go there and do the. No, you were just a random nobody. You were just a random adventurer. And this is something I really love, this kind of stuff. I love this. Even though some games can pull it off, Final Fantasy, Kazan, stuff like that, they can pull it off. I'm not saying that this is the thing, this is the big problem with it. No, I don't believe that is the big problem with it. But I feel like this vibe check changed when video games shifted from being art to metrics. And while I can appreciate a streamlined process, the uniqueness of art and soul is in that randomized mistakes, randomized goodness. It's like every single area in World of Warcraft, for example, has its own like theme, basically, sub-theme. Think about it. Duskwood. Duskwood is Sleepy Hollow, basically. It's like Sleepy Hollow or Westfall. Westfall is, I don't know, like I lived a bit in the countryside and I did go to my parents'. Westfall is how it feels late summer in the countryside, you know? It's this beautiful, like golden fields with like the scarecrows and the villagers and the blah, blah, blah. It's beautiful. Even the music, beautiful. I literally listen to the music today, especially Elwyn Forest music, you know? And now, I don't know how to explain it. I don't feel like this is the literal issue. This is not the pinpoint accuracy of this is what is the problem, you know? But I feel like this is kind of a vibe shift that feels like games don't feel like worlds anymore. This is what I'm trying to get at. I know I'm rambling. I know I'm like stumbling around. This is not a coherent thing. I don't know how to explain. This is more of a vibe, you know. It feels like when Theoden was possessed by Saruman in The Lord of the Rings, bro. I swear to God, it's so weird, and I don't know how to explain it, bro. But on a real note, the thing that, in my opinion, truly changed is the intent that, how can I put this? The intent of making the video games. As I said, they've switched to making a world, to making a treadmill, you know? They switched to the consumer being a person to being a metric, you know? And I don't want to be treated this way. I don't want to be treated this way. You know, whenever I'm an artsy person. I know this is gonna, like, in my country, if you're an artsy person, you're either gay or a woman. No in between. So I'm gonna seem a little gayish here, but I feel like whenever I create my art, I create something that I enjoy. I create something that if I was a fan of myself, I would like it. Let's be for real. How many of these game developers play their own games? Haven't we had enough of these examples with Diablo, World of Warcraft? I don't want to even name Blizzard. I bet the first gaming company that came to mind when I say they don't play their games was Blizzard. But how many game developers don't play their video games? It's like, how can you not see this blatant issue with it? How can you, the player base told you since the alpha that the beta, whatever, the first fucking patch of the fucking expansion or DLC or game, that this is gonna be a problem. You don't listen. You don't listen. Well, if you fucking played your video game, you would have. So how many times, I love how Space Marines, I play Space Marine 2. I love how in Space Marine, bam, you just load into the world. Where am I supposed to go? That way. You know, I feel like Migos. Oh, that way. You know, I'm so cringe, by the way. But anyway, I forgot to turn this shit on. I usually have like gameplay in the background or like a cool art wallpaper or something. I forgot to turn it on. I'm guessing I'm going to put a wine monster. There it is. Anyway, and you have this cool ass, by the way. Do you appreciate this basedness? Look at this Dune. Look at that Dune. Look at that Alphonse Muka. Bloodborne, Elden Ring, Juice World, and this is the freaking, what the fuck is the, from Black Myth Wukong, Sun Wukong with Lego, you know, is like the Monkey King. And I remember I went to like a supermarket, and I used to love these whenever I was a kid, you know. And I was with my friend, and I said, man, I really want that Sun Wukong one, you know, I really want that one, you know. And I'm like, I remember whenever I was a kid, I would poke around in the fucking bag, and I would feel it, and I would be, this is the one, and I would always miss, and I felt it, and I was like, this is the one, and I got it right. By the way, I would have just bought more. Like, I'm an adult now, I have my own money, I would have just bought more. But I don't know, like I feel like I am. I'm really like, I don't want to seem childish, but I really have like a lot of childish tendencies, like playing video games, like artist stuff, you know. That's why many people think, oh, you're homosexual where I'm from. It's like, no, I'm not. Do you want me to show you my homework folder? You know, it's like, if you saw my fucking homework folder, you wouldn't believe that I'm a homosexual. Not at all. Anyway, I don't want to get into this. But in the end, not every game has to be World of Warcraft or Bloodborne. I do not want any more nostalgia bait. I just want a game that feels real. I want something that feels real, like Hachiman in, you know, like that anime, Oregairu, yeah, like Hachiman. I just want something that feels real. And lately I'm on edge. I remember like Eminem reference, by the way. Lately, I feel like this is not what we're getting. I feel like we deserve more as a consumer, and I want it to feel real. I want it to feel real. I don't want hundreds of hours of lore dumps. I don't want, I don't know, like the best artists to make like loading screens. And I just want something that people that make it enjoy it, people that are artists are making it, people that care about the consumer are making it, not looking at metrics, not investor talk. I don't give a fuck about the investors. Fuck them. You know, it's like, this happened to Assassin's Creed, Blizzard. Should I even name more? I'm afraid, and I'm deeply afraid that this is going to happen to From Software, even though I love that company. I would be playing Elden Ring Night Reigns, but it was a huge red flag that they went with Nintendo and multiplayer games. I'm like, you know, it's like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like when your girlfriend tells you something that is like, you just know that she went out of wifey material when she told you that. It's like, oh, I'm just a girl, you know, like when you hear that, okay, next. Okay, you're like mentally checked out of the relationship. This is how it feels whenever I saw FromSoft like making a multiplayer game. I felt betrayed. Not quite as much because I am kind of biased, but here this one felt betrayed. This one didn't, you know. And this is the same like with the girlfriend. I don't know. It's like imagine how parasocial I am with these like things, bro. I feel like I'm betrayed by a video game company. But honestly, if I didn't love FromSoft this much, I wouldn't care that much, you know. So I feel like this is coming from a good place, a place of preaching for you, for me, for everybody else, and for the people making this. Do you think that artists do not want to make art? Like, for example, animators, do you think they want to slave around? No, they love the art. That's why they are animators. Because in a realistic choice, if they made a realistic choice, they would have never picked an animator. They would have never picked, I don't know, like a game dev. Game devs not so much, because especially when nowadays, if you're a Western game developer, you're just fucking around. You know, like I remember, like I was watching an Asmongold video and they had like Nerf guns in the background. It's like, look at the fucking From Software office. You don't see one single fucking toy there. It's like just men, maybe some women, men working, you know? And I feel like even though it's work, even though it's hard, passion is passion. And passion shines through, you know, Baldur's Gate. Think Baldur's Gate, Elden Ring. Passion shows. Soul shows, you know? As I gave the example with like the girlfriend, you know, like soul shows, you know? I don't want to seem like I'm bitching and complaining too much. I just want games to feel human again. I just want it to have a soul again. And if you like this topic, if you like all of my content, click subscribe, tune into the next time. Please tune into my streams. I've had like a 41K stream, views stream, and I was like, oh, you know, I was like, fuck it, we made it, bro. Even though it was a short, so I knew the numbers were inflated, and now I can get like maybe hundreds of views, which is a lot considering that I got like maybe 10 a bit of time ago. But you know, I tune into everything that I do, bro. Like I swear to God, if you watch this far, you're gonna love everything that I do. Genuinely, trust me. Give your trust to me. Maybe go into my Discord server. With like yesterday, I stayed until 1 a.m. just talking shit to the guys on Discord. It was so fun. It was so like banter, you know, like guys being guys. It's beautiful. It's what I wanted to create as a community, and hopefully you guys will join. I want to have good people in there. I don't want to, that's why I say it literally at the end after I blab a lot of time, you know, because the real people will stay and they will leave. And anyway, if you like this, please tune in again. By the way, I got a haircut. You see your boy got a haircut. Take care and have a nice day.